Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing today? This is Adam with A Game Health and Fitness, and right now we're going to be talking about the top 5 must-do pre-workout rotator cuff activation exercises. So what is the rotator cuff? Well, it's a group of 4 muscles, actually, that surround your shoulder, and their job is to stabilize your shoulder when you're doing exercises like clapping push-ups, overhead press, bench press, other pressing exercises. So they're very important that we develop them and that we activate them, or that we kind of wake them up before we just get into doing our bench press, overhead press, and dips, other fun exercises like that. So that's why it's important to do these exercises. And so we're going to go over the top 5. These are not the only exercises you can do. These are just my top 5 that I have either come across personally, or if I had a shoulder injury, which I have had and had to go through physical therapy for that to help strengthen that. I've worked with physical therapists, chiropractors, massage therapists, and other health and fitness professionals over the years, other strength and conditioning specialists over the years. And so that's why I've come up with these top 5 exercises. Now, you would want to do these exercises before you begin your lifting program. So after you've already warmed up, after you've already done your foam rolling or your hypervolting, the muscles are now ready to get activated. So doing these exercises should not take you too long. You might not do all of them in a routine, but you might just pick 1 or 2. Or you might do all 5. So we're going to start it out. Number 5 here is scapular push-ups. So we're going to get in a push-up position, and then keeping your arms locked out, you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together and push apart. All right, so squeezing together and pressing those shoulder blades apart. We want to do a set of 10 to 15 or more of these scapular push-ups. So you're just squeezing your shoulder blades together, pressing them apart. There we go, just like that. So that is our number 5 exercise. If you're just joining us, please comment. Where are you watching from? Like the video, please share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is Adam with A Game, and I'm a certified strength and conditioning specialist. Been a personal trainer, a certified trainer for the last 15 years, and I love fitness, and I want to help you to avoid shoulder injury, or if you do get one, these are some things you could do to help with that recovery process. So going right to number 4 on the list, all right, you're going to need a stability ball. Okay, now these are a series of exercises you're going to do laying on a stability ball. So the first one is I's. So collectively, these are called I's, Y's, T's, W's, and A's. So for our I's, what we're going to do is reach your arms straight out in front of you. And if you were looking straight down at your body while you're doing this, you'd be making the letter I. So as we're lifting our arms up, we're trying to actually lower our shoulder blades. Like we're trying to pull our shoulder blades down towards the back pocket. And that can seem kind of weird, kind of difficult to do while we're lifting, but if we practice, if we really focus, we can do it. Now we want to keep the arms straight, and we're lifting and lowering the arms with control. So you can start out with just using the weight of your arms to do this, and then progress to light dumbbells, but not more than 5 pounds. It really doesn't take much. And so for each of these exercises, we want to do 15 to 20 repetitions. And we want to keep the ball under our chest for the majority of them, except for one of them, which we want to keep the ball more under the stomach. So those are the I's. Next we have the Y's. So we're going to be reaching our arms up and out a little bit to the sides. Okay, still out in front of the shoulders, as if we're making the letter Y, trying to draw the shoulder blades down as we're lifting the arms. Now, what this series of exercises are going to do is they're going to strengthen our lower traps. So if you're having pain in your shoulders, pain in your upper traps, your upper back, knots, which I used to get constantly when I first started working out, again, just spending a lot of time lifting, doing the compound movements, really neglecting these types of movements, I was getting frequent strains in my upper traps. So these exercises were actually prescribed, and I've been using them ever since, probably for the last 10 years. And so they are great to integrate into your warm-up routine. So those are the Y's. Next we have the T's. We're going to change it up, the view here. So the T's, we are pointing our thumbs up towards the ceiling and lifting our arms straight out to the side, squeezing the shoulder blades together and down. Very good. So we're strengthening our lower traps, and that is going to help reduce our risk of injuring the upper traps. We're even having aches, pains, not necessarily caused from working out. These aches and pains could be caused if you sit at a computer all day, if you're spending a lot of time driving, if you have poor posture. So these exercises could also help to improve your posture by improving the position that your shoulders are naturally sitting in. There we go. Good. So those are our T's. Next we have our W's. For these, we want the ball to be a little bit farther down the body, and for that reason, the reason for that is that we want to be able to touch our elbows together in front of the ball. So we're starting out here. Our palms are facing up, our elbows are touching, and we're going to rotate the arms and lift the hands up towards the sides of your head. So imagine you're making the letter W with your arms, really squeezing those shoulder blades together and down, making sure that every rep you're touching your forearms together, okay? So none of this, all right? You got to go all the way together if you really want to get the most out of these movements. So these are the W's. And if you're just joining us, we're going over some pre-workout rotator cuff activation exercises. These are, this series of exercises is going to help reduce risk of injury to the rotator cuff. Very important to do these before you work out, before you get into your bench press, overhead press, any Olympic lifting. Very, very important to take a little bit of time to do these. All right, so those are the W's. Next up, we have the A's. For those, we're going to start with your arms behind the ball. You're going to lift your chest up a little bit. Okay, so we're keeping that upper body up a little higher. Palms are facing down, thumbs facing out, and we are squeezing those shoulder blades together. So it's just a pretty small movement compared to some of the others. And we're doing this the last. So I's, Y's, T's, W's, and A's. And we want to do these before your upper body workouts. There we go. Let's get the really good squeeze between the shoulder blades, trying to stick them down in your back pocket every rep. All right, so those are your I's, Y's, T's, W's, and A's. Let's get that ball out of the way. All right, for our next 3 exercises, we're using a band, and we want to use a pretty light band, a very stretchy band, okay? This could be used a yoga band, or you could use a very low resistance band with handles on the end. You could even use some leggings, okay? I've actually been using, having one of my clients use some leggings to do these exercises at home, since she doesn't have any bands like this. So, get creative. All right, so for our number three rotator cuff activation exercise, we've got band face pulls. So we're going to put the band around a rail or a bar or a heavy dumbbell, something that is not going to move. We're going to grab on that band with an overhand grip. So thumbs down, pinkies up, and then we're going to pull that band up towards your face. Make sure we keep the chin stationary and that we're not dropping your chin, okay? We want to keep the shoulders relaxed. So no shrugging the shoulders up into your ears. And we're just repeating that motion, 15 to 20 reps. So these are called the band face pulls. And this is our number three exercise for rotator cuff activation. Very good, good. So now, moving on down the list here, moving on down to number two are the band rear delt fly. Okay, so we're going to do this from a series of different starting positions. First one, overhead. All right, now while we're doing these, we want to make sure that we keep our rib cage slightly tilted down so that we're not arching the back. Okay, so slightly tilting that rib cage down, and then we're going to pull that band apart and pull down to your collarbone. Okay. So what we're trying to do is squeeze those shoulder blades together and down. There we go. This is our high to low rear delt fly, and it's going to help activate or wake up our rotator cuff muscles. We want to do 15 to 20 repetitions from an overhead position, okay? Making sure to keep our shoulders down and not all the way up in our ears, okay? Then our second position here, right at the chest level, the band is coming just below the shoulders, all right? And we are really trying to emphasize squeezing those shoulder blades together. You can adjust the tension if you want more tension. Just hold on a little bit closer. All right, if you want less tension, hold on a little bit farther. So we want to have an amount of tension where it's going to be challenging, where we're going to feel a burn after doing about 15 to 20 repetitions. Okay, and then our third position, hands low, pulling right towards the belly button. Now you might be noticing that some of these movements are similar, are a little bit repetitive. You don't have to do all of these exercises. One day you could do the band exercises. One day do your scapular push-ups. One day do your stability ball exercises. Just to give you some options. Okay, so this is our third rear delt fly position here with the hands low and the band being pulled to the bottom of the stomach. Still trying to squeeze those shoulder blades together. There we go. All right, so we're getting ready. We're coming up on the number one rotator cuff activation exercise. But before we go to that, if you haven't done it yet, please go ahead right now, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video, please share the video, tag a friend, family member that might benefit from incorporating these rotator cuff activation exercises into your routine. If you're watching on the Claw Strong training program, make sure to incorporate these movements into your pre-workout warm-up routines. All right, here we go. Number one, this is it. All right, we want to make sure that we are keeping your arms at a 90-degree angle. Forearms parallel to the floor, elbows back, and we're going to pull that band apart. We want to make sure that we're keeping your elbows locked against your sides. It's not going to do you any good if you're going out, okay? So we want to keep the elbows against your sides and keeping those arms at 90 degrees, squeezing the shoulder blades together. There we go. And this one, we're doing 20 to 30 repetitions. 2 to 3 sets. There we go. So keep going, making sure we're keeping the rib cage slightly tilted down, that we're not arching your back. that we're making sure to keep the elbows back and not letting them drift forward and away, all right? Keeping those arms in the same position the whole set. There you go. So there you have it. Those are our top 5 rotator cuff muscle activation exercises. So now you have a good idea of what kinds of movements can you do in the beginning of your workout routine before you do your bench pressing, overhead pressing, Olympic lifts that are going to help reduce your risk of injury and keep you being able to work out, keep getting those results, keep getting those gains, keep getting stronger, leaner, more fit, week after week, month after month, and year after year. It is all about staying healthy and keeping your joints healthy, and that's one of the ways we do them. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you could do me a favor, please comment, subscribe, like the video, share, and don't forget to bring your A game. Have a good day.